And a short time ago, I was joined from Parliament House by the co-deputy chair of the Climate Change Committee, Green Senator Christine Milne. Senator Milne, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Why is this committee starting from the premise that a carbon price is necessary? Why isn't everything on the table, including the option of no carbon price and an exploration of all the implications of that?
Because every day that we delay is a day where it's going to be more expensive to deal with climate change. We have been through the argument about whether climate change is real or urgent. We've also had the argument for a very long time about the most cost-effective way of reducing emissions, and it is widely accepted that that is a carbon price. So a lot of that work has already been done over many years, and we're now at the point of saying, yes, we need a carbon price, but how will that, what is the mechanism that will be used to deliver it? And that is what this committee will decide.
But a lot of work has also been done over the years in terms of finding out the best mechanism. We had the Shergold report, we had the Garnaut report. Why do we need another investigation?
It's not an investigation as you might expect in that context. It is rather, let's look at all the work that's been done, let's look at the various mechanisms, look at emissions trading, look at a carbon tax, look at a hybrid, see what people are thinking around the table and use this opportunity to come up with a solution that will get through both Houses of Parliament and deliver for Australia the carbon price. And this is to address climate change. This is to help transform the Australian economy, and that's why it's so important.
Keith de Lacy, the former Queensland Labor Treasurer and now Chairman of MacArthur Coal, says that most people in the resources sector can't see why we would have a carbon price in Australia in advance of the rest of the world. What's your response to that?
Well, I'm very surprised he would say that, because if you step outside Australia, you would see that there is absolutely no danger of Australia acting before the rest of the world. We are one of the laggards on the planet. We've got 32 countries now that have imposed emissions trading. We've got China is going to have emissions trading within 5 years. We've got India having imposed a tax on coal just this year. So it is a bit rich for the resource-based sector to say that they know full well that a carbon price is coming. And importantly, the electricity sector is saying we need certainty. We have to make investments in new generation. We need to know what is going to be most cost effective. And that's why this committee will not only be good for the climate, but it'll be very good for the Australian economy in bringing about the economic reform that's necessary.
The Lowy Institute for International Policy has discovered that since 2007, the public view of climate change as a very important issue has substantially waned. By starting from the position that climate change is real and a carbon price is needed, aren't you missing the fact that you still need to persuade many Australians of both of those points before you can proceed further?
There is a consensus already in the Australian community that climate change is real and urgent. I don't dispute that over the last couple of years there's been a massive effort by the climate sceptics and some of their supporters in certain sections of the media and the old economy in Australia to try to hose down people's reaction to what is happening to the climate. But when you go and speak to people, it's one of the main reasons why Kevin Rudd lost support when he did. It's one of the reasons why people voted Green in this recent election. We now have a minority government. We have the best opportunity we've ever had as a country to get everyone around the table and find the way to address climate change. And I can tell you there's huge enthusiasm for this in the community.
Well, speaking of people voting Green, how worried are you that you might be limiting your opportunity to criticise Labor over this policy, given that you're going to be closely involved in the development of it? Is there a risk that you're going to upset your own base?
Look, one of the really critical things when you go into politics is to get outcomes, to bring about change. Now, we have campaigned very strongly for a carbon price. We were the only party to go into the election stating we would try to deliver a carbon price, and that is precisely what we're doing. We want to address climate change because we recognise that it is going to be the overwhelming influence in this century. So our support base, our constituency, will see that not only have we said that we wanted to do that, but that we've come up with a mechanism which will allow other people in the Parliament to participate, and it will create the space for people to change their mind and to actually come to a position that will hold in the Australian body politic for a long time.
Senator Christine Milne, thank you very much.
Thank you.